Here we are at box 24 from Sylvia Kleindinst's collection, and we're starting out with a beautiful Esther Williams book. I think this is from 1952, I think so. And I'm going to say these covers are by Norman Mingo. I should look that up. And speaking of artists, I have begun a paper doll artist index over on our OPDAG.com website. That's OPDAG, like Original Paper Doll Artists Guild.com. And just as we have time, we're going to add index listings for hundreds of paper doll artists. So we have a lot of artists listed so far, and maybe 15 or so that are clickable where you can find out about them. So I think I'm going to put Norman Mingo on my list to do next. So as you could see, this was a paper doll and coloring book. So the dolls are punch out on the front and back. This is in pristine condition. And Sylvia had quite a few coloring books. This is another one from Merrill, which is in absolutely pristine condition. This appears to be just a coloring book with no paper dolls, and it also appears to be uncolored. And another coloring book from Merrill, a highly sought after Ziegfeld Girl coloring book based on the movie. A little bit of coloring here, that's cute. So if you're interested in any of these items and want to get in touch with me directly before I get a chance to start posting them to my website, I do list them on paperdollreview.com. But you know, a lot of times the bulk of the items get snatched up right away, right after I post the video. So, oh, come on, look at those cute pink cheeks on her. That's great. Oh, here's another cheeky paper doll. I mean, not paper doll, coloring. This time, Jane Powell. This is from 1951. Oh, it's colored a lot. Oh my gosh, I think I'm in love with the person who made these color choices. And her name is probably Sharon because it's signed right there. I like this wild expression on Jane. She looks like she's in a panic with guests coming, trying to get her house ready. Here she is keeping a tidy home. What's fun about these coloring books is the blush is really making me laugh. I don't usually look inside coloring books, and I really should because they're fantastic. Many of them do have a companion paper doll book. Not that they're necessarily coordinated, but maybe they came out in the same year, or the cover art may have been done by the same artist. But gosh, this is almost one I want to keep myself because it delights me so much. All right, here's a Whitman book from, I can't see the date on that. 70s maybe. Already punched out. This is Southfield Ballet Stars. This looks like one that's been reproduced a number of times with a number of maybe the same title or similar titles, but nicely drawn. Punch out doll. Oh, these girls are already punched out. That looks familiar to me. I wonder if it's one I had at some point, or maybe I do have. See, now this is a companion to the ballet. There's a ballet dancer paper doll book. I actually have it over by my desk. Otherwise, I'd grab it and bring it over and show it to you. The artist of the paper doll book, I think his name was Ward Brackett, and it might be the same artist for the coloring book. I don't know. Let's see, it looks like it's very colored. Oh, some uncolored pages. And another book exactly the same. But this one appears to be all uncolored. And quite often the front and back of those coloring books were exactly the same. Let's see if it's the case here. Is it going to be the same? Yep. Another beautiful Merrill cover. Somebody did some nice coloring here, 1951. This seems pretty much uncolored. Oh, boy, they knew how to do covers back then, didn't they? 1947. Hedwig Jo Mexner did a number of coloring books. She did do one by, oh, I just came across it recently. Oh, it was Carmen Miranda. I was working on a Carmen Miranda article for our magazine, and she did one of the Carmens. I think it was for, what's this, for Whitman, yes, because Salfield also did a Carmen Miranda coloring book. They called it a paint book. Okay, more Betty Grable. So that was Whitman. Let's see who did this one. Is this a Salfield? I don't see a publisher. Unless it's on some other page inside. Well, I should know this. If Marilyn or Sylvia were standing here, they would tell me which publisher this was from. And again, the back is just the same. But this was called a paint book, so I'm going to guess this was Salfield, because this is reminding me of the Carmen Miranda paint book. Oh, speaking of Carmen Miranda, here she is now. And this is, I believe, the Salfield Carmen Miranda. Oh, look, and the Golden Girl on the back. So this is mostly cut, so I'm not going to open that. Here's a pretty Judy Garland paint book from Whitman. What a nice design. Her sitting on top of that trunk. Oh, this is falling apart from the spine. Oh. You kind of wonder if someone did a coloring book of you in your life, what would you be doing? Or what would an artist imagine you were doing in your glamorous lifestyle? Hosting parties and tending to your garden. Oh, this is just crumbling. Oh, goodness. Well, I'll have to find a piece of plastic and put that aside for safekeeping. This one has been punched out, and it doesn't look like it's in great condition, so I'm going to leave this one alone. Oh, now we're shooting up to, ooh, the 1990s? When did this come out? 1999. These are 3 of a series. I believe there were 5 girls altogether. The Girls of Rosebrook School by Kathy Lawrence. Kathy Lawrence is Queen Holden's daughter, and Queen Holden did what seems like a million paper doll books in the 30s and 40s primarily. just to give you an idea of what these are like. Her illustration work is just exceptional. Look at that sweet bunny she's holding. Oh, that tells us how many girls, 6. Oh, here is a Hilda Meloche page from Golden Magazine or Story Parade, one or the other. And I have not seen this one, and I absolutely love it. The little row of people here in the parade. Oh, it's marvelous. So Sylvia had these 2 books completely hermetically sealed in plastic and more plastic, and then attached to a board, and there was a note on the back that she had entered them into some kind of competition. I have never seen this. Ragdoll Sue, a paper doll in historic American costume by Fern Bisel Peat. Copyright 1931, the Hartner Publishing Company of Cleveland. So it has little text that goes with each page as we go throughout time from the 1600s, 17 and 1800s, giving you little tidbits of history with it. Oh, she's got a little dolly with clothes for her doll. That's great. And we made it to 1900. In the early days of automobiles, it was a great occasion to go for a ride, so we wore veils and goggles. This is what I wore on my first ride. Now, this is a very odd-shaped doll, isn't it? I mean, she's a rag doll, but even still, that's an odd shape. I'm sure she looks cute in her outfits. Oh, but see, that's the design of her. And then there's a book that goes with it. So we can learn so much more about Ragdoll Sue and her, oh, that's adorable. That little illustration. This must be filled with sweet illustrations. More color. This is beautiful. Many of our paper doll collectors do also collect children's books because they admire beautiful illustration work. So this is a nice example. And speaking of which, these must be from a picture book, and somebody collected them and mounted them on a kind of a light cardstock. So here's more examples of her work. I know we're not in paper doll territory here, but I hope you're enjoying some of the other illustration work from coloring books and whatnot. This one I'm not opening because it really is crumbling, and I hate to throw it away. If anybody wants it for free, let me know. It's got a nice cover design. Of course, it's the same front and back. I've come across several of these collector albums, and the album itself is in outstanding condition. It's just got a little bit of scratching over here, but the problem is it's empty. So the dolls, here's a few dolls here in the back. Here's a couple of the dolls. They're little stand-up cards, and there's a Dolls of Many Lands series, like the Sandy of Scotland, and then there's I don't know if they're storybook or nursery rhyme characters, and they go in another book, and they always have a little feather on the top, and then gives you a guide to collect. And then there are little slits so you can slide the doll where it belongs. And I have had a couple of these that were complete and sold them. And this one is very incomplete, but a really nice book. So if you have a bunch of these cards, and they are by Vivian Smith. So if you have some of, you can see her signature here, Viv. So if you have a lot of these, you might like to have the collector album to put them all in. And okay, before we move on to the last couple of things, look, you can see all the crumbs from the coloring books. I think I've shown this before, but this one is in pretty good shape. All the clothes and dolls have been punched out, but this is one of those Gimmick paper dolls where here the dolls are kind of on a light cardstock and they have holes punched in them, and you tie or sew them onto the doll. So here we have the doll that hasn't been punched out, or maybe it was and somebody put it back in place, so you can see how she looks. And look at her clothes. And crayons, I don't know what the crayons are for, maybe a bonus because all of the clothes seem to be in color. Oh, it did have pictures to color, it claims on the cover. This is what I like to call a cascading cover. A piece has fallen off, but look. So each one of these dolls is die cut along one side, and then their clothes are printed next to their outfits. And look at that. Not only is it cascading, you have a different doll on the front and back, and the outfit is front and back with different color and different design. You get a lot of play out of a book like this. I have, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 of these, and I'm planning to do a feature on them in the magazine at some point. And I don't know if I have the ballet set, so if I don't, it will be nice to have this one as reference. So, and the final item is really spectacular. This is from 1938, I think I'm seeing on the date, Paper Doll Family and their trailer. Don't we all want to have a car and trailer like this to travel in? And look at these beautiful illustrations of what our trailer looks like on the inside. And, you know, I'm quite tempted to keep this and actually cut the items out on each page. And then, of course, there's a guide where you put the doll and cat and things like that. This is the cheeriest trailer I think I've ever seen. And we get to go to the pool. And I can't imagine this is the bathroom in the trailer. But there it is. Mother and Dad's bedroom. Okay, bunk beds, and the boys have bunk beds. So that's possible in a trailer in reality. Oh, and the girls have a bedroom. Well, this trailer must have a lot of additions in it, I must say. The dolls have been punched out, and this is what the family looks like. And that's the last thing here. So thank you for spending some time with me.